Dalam BuzzPOP hari ini, kita bakal membincangkan tentang My Hero Academia musim kelima, episod 17. Para panelis kita malam ini terdiri daripada saya, Nadzru Iskandar daripada BuzzPOP TV, Shazli American, kaki anime kita, serta kaki manga kita, Andri Alwi. Hey man. Hey, welcome forever. Pertama sekali minta maaf kepada korang semua, kita terpaksa start 15 minit lambat hari ini kerana kita ada masalah teknikal di sebalik tabir. So glad to see everybody is here. So jom kita mulakan dengan reaksi satu ayat. Overlay ni tak keluar. Okay, dah keluar. Alright, cool. So, reaksi satu ayat aku adalah drama pukul 7 Todoroki. Sebuah intimate episod penuh dengan melodrama kekeluargaan Todoroki dengan Deku dan Kachan awkwardly stuck in the middle ya. Memang secocoklah episod minggu ini berjudul The Hellish Todoroki Family. So, apakah reaksi satu ayat anda, Syaz? Silakan, Syaz.
Aku sebenarnya curious mapo tofu tu apa.
Tak pernah makan mapo tofu? It's pretty good, man. It's like spicy tofu. It's kind of like apa tu? It's kind of like bila kau dapat a sizzling tofu plate, kind of like that. Cuma with like hot chili sauce, Chinese chili sauce, yeah.
Yeah, Sichuan, something like that lah.
It's like Sichuan, yeah.
Nanti kedai semua dah buka, aku akan try.
Yes, mapo tofu for sure, man. Anything else?
Actually that's it. Dia my reaksi satu ayat. Mapo tofu dia apa weh? Sebab baku kau throughout the entire episode, aku punya mapo tofu rui lah siap korang ni.
Betul. Sukanya dia dengan mapo tofu sampai dia marah tu. Okay, kita teruskan. Silakan Andri.
Family dinner from hell.
Yes, indeed. So kita ada satu komen dari penonton di rumah, Hex, macam mana aku nak pronounce dia? Hexi. Hexi, I will make it a silent D lah. Hexi YB mengatakan, ini baru sikit, lepas Arc War nanti ada lagi. Spoilers, Arc War ni apa ya?
Banyak makanan ya?
ARC ni adalah akronim untuk apa ya? Adakah ia terlalu spoilerific untuk Andri even tell us what ARC stands for?
I think they're talking about arc as in arc itself lah. The next.
Okay.
The next arc.
Yeah, the next arc. It is very. It is much more interesting. It's a better story. It's more action, more drama, more shit. It's a better season lah if it gets animated. That's for sure.
Pretty sure I think they will animate until habis lah the entire series ni, because they have too much investment into it.
Yeah, it's a money pot for them. They will not stop making anime out of this. If they can make Let's Cook with apa My Hero Academia punya heroes side spin-off, they probably do it.
Tu kan?
Yeah, you know Fate Stay Night.
YouTuber.
Fate Stay Night. They have this spin-off where the hero basically cook tofu and vegetables. It was quite a good series for 12 episodes.
Wow. Interesting indeed. Okay, so dengan itu berakhirlah segmen ini dan kita bakal membincangkan 5 babak menarik tentang episod minggu ini. So, babak menarik kita yang pertama adalah simbol Krisis, Identiti, Endeavor, di mana Endeavor mengelamun dan teringat perbincangannya bersama All Might musim lepas ya. So, ini quote menariknya di mana All Might mengatakan, Endeavor, I understand the situation you've been placed in and what's being said about you. But there are many who compare you to me. But you and I are very different. You do not have to copy the symbol that I was aiming for. You should look for a way that suits you without rushing. What is the reason to be strong? Endeavor. I'm sure the answer is very simple. So soalan aku kepada para panelis, pada pendapat anda, adakah krisis identiti endeavor ini semakin ketara dalam musim ini kerana kehadiran Shoto di dalam hidupnya setiap hari ketika internship reminds endeavor bahawa dia bagaikan layang-layang putus tanpa tali. He has no close competitor now with All Might hilang. He has no close family, and that's a reminder every day dia pergi kerja sekarang. And he is all business. So apakah pendapat kau, Shaz? I mean, all of these plot lines have been in the background now, out of like musim lepas and then a little bit of musim ni, but now it comes to a head. So yes, your thoughts, silakan.
Okay, we have to actually go back to all the way back to sebelum All Might punya final fight dengan All for One. Aku rasa Endeavor dia tak tahu tau that All Might had that crazy injury, and he does not know that, you know, All Might punya human form. So aku rasa that's why dia pun macam terkejut bila dia tengok apa ni bila All Might lawan dengan All for One for the last time. Dia macam like, ni siapa yang mamat lemah ni kan? Who is this guy? So you bayangkan kalau macam kita tengok sekarang ni orang semua tengok Olympics kan, you train gila babi, you know, to fight dalam Olympics ni kan, you betapa kat gunung lah, berenang lautan semua you fight all the way like the tournament arc in the anime series of Zoop to the finals. Baru 3 point main badminton pun kau patah kaki. Kau macam like the gold medal just handed to you. You're like, hey, what happened? So you sebab dia ni obsessed dengan kerja and he wants to be dia nak jadi number one tau. While All Might is still active, dia nak, aku rasa mungkin ini dalam hati dia lah, dia punya bahagian hati yang tak baik tu kan. Dia nak jadi number one and dia nak All Might as number two at the same time tau. So that dia boleh tunjuk, nah, you tengok I am real number one sekarang kan. So member tu, you know, belah and you become number one by default. Memang dia punya ranking number one tu is because dia kerja very hard lah. To the detriment sampai family dia semua pun kelang kabut and everything. And to the point where dia macam dia dera anak-anak dia to become stronger. But here's an interesting point lah. Dia cuma kisah pasal anak-anak dia yang ada kuasa api tau. So aku tak tahulah anak sulung dia tu yang kat ujung-ujung tu kan ada kuasa api. This one mungkin Andri kena inform later lah kot. Because dalam the scene when dia tunjuk anak-anak dia tengah main bola tu kan, ada anak rambut merah tau. Tapi when dia tengah praying tu, anak seorang tu yang meninggal, anak dia rambut putih. So like, what happened? This is a complete mystery dari segi anime. Because the TOYA kan nama dia. Yes, TOYA punya portrait tu, the hair was completely white. So macam like, oh is it kebetulan depan putih belakang merah kan? So there will be a surprise to me lah. But kita tak nampak muka rambut merah tu sebab dia tengok from back shot, and TOYA from the front is rambut putih. So I have no idea. But you're right lah, dia macam he's trying to make amends, but one of the main reasons why he work so hard dah tak ada. So you nak kerja so hard for what? Dah lah anak kau hajar, tak layan kau kan.
Yeah, man.
Sedih member.
By the way, kita akan bincangkan tentang TOYA sebagai babak menarik kita yang kelima ya. Alright, so Andri silakan.
Okay, I think I've already mentioned yang he has no aim in life right now with All Might out of the way. Actually, everyone knows yang All Might dicederakan oleh One for All. Because even Deku kan, bila nampak parut All Might kan, he said, oh, that's when you were injured during that incident with that monster, all for one. Dia pun tahu. So everyone knows One for All has One for All, One for All for One fought and All Might dicederakan. They are just surprised that including Endeavor, they are just surprised that All Might is losing his powers as time goes by because he passed the power to Deku. So
That mentioned.
yeah. So the last embers of his powers was when he was fighting uh All for One during that big upper battle. And when he saw All Might menang, he knew that All Might has retired on top. Memang there's nothing he can do to catch up with him. He cannot fight All Might lagi because All Might is spent, tak ada power. Memang kalah.
Yep.
Yeah. So he cannot challenge him. Now his purpose is gone. He wants to defeat All Might. I don't think he cares if All Might is second place or whatever. He just wants to beat All Might. Tak jadi number one hero pun tak apa. He just want to show that he's better than All Might. And when Endeavor has reached that point, he realized okay, All Might is out of picture. Where do I stand now? And then he looks around him. He noticed one thing. He has nothing actually except for his job. It's empty success. He's number one now, but at what cost? Or his family either hates him or choose not to be near him. The daughter of Fuyumi is trying to mend the family. She's not trying to be closer to the father. She's just trying to save the family. If you can remember what she said, I'm the same as Natsu. I hit him too, but he has changed the Endeavor. So right now I'm trying to put back the family together. She never said I'm going to be closer to dad just because of I want to be close to dad. I just want to save our family. Dad is dad. He has issues. We have issues, but we're family. Dad is lesser than the family. So you have to understand. Even Endeavor gets it now. He knows what he has done, and to me, him being at this point is very more interesting than actually the whole threat right now. They say the Liberation Army is thinking of a big attack on the whole country. But right now, I'm more interested to see Endeavor punya state of mind. See how he copes with all this pressure.
Yeah, man. It's like a hero with a crisis of conscience.
Yeah, we've seen heroes fighting villains all the time, but we don't see a hero fighting his own issues at this particular level. Yeah,
correct.
It's like you Superman in Injustice when Lois Lane kena bunuh dengan Joker and then he went crazy and kill everyone. It's very interesting to see this evil Superman then seeing crypto punya daily life. We want to see self-destruction more than improvement.
Yes, I guess that's just part of modern life. Kita dah terlalu jaded. So aku quite interested because this is something that he needs to get. Like dia tengah mengajar budak-budak ni to become the better versions of themselves, but at the same time there's something wrong in his head. Yeah. So you are like a failed teacher. You are teaching somebody, but you yourself fail. So the duality tu agak kelakar. Dalam episod ni dia bersyarah lah apalah. Wish we're gonna cover next segment. Tapi deep inside, bila dia tutup pintu, okay guys, aku nak berehat jap. Betul, when he's just left alone with himself kan, dia macam this fucker is fucked, man.
The one I find menarik ni is that even a superhero kan suffers the same kind of issues as someone who dedicate their life to nothing but work. When finally they have their main purpose in life, which is just work, finish. So like, lepas tu nak buat apa? So kepada semua penonton, make sure you have other things other than life. Other than work, your work life. Sebab kalau tidak kan, you might end up as Endeavor. Lala you kawan tak ada, hobi tak ada, family tak layan kau. Mana ada Endeavor ada hobi? Aku tak nampak pun buku-buku manga ke ataupun
Berkebun ke?
ke kan. Or
Yeah.
at least I tak tahulah buku-buku ensiklopedia dunia ke, gambar gajah, I don't know. Macam it's nothing but work tau.
Yes.
Habis kerja aku pergi balik kitchen, aku basuh pinggan. Yelah, that is him trying to, sebab
Yeah.
maid dah tak ada, maid dah injured kaki kan, hip injury ke apa ke. So sekarang aku kena basuh pinggan. But yeah, just working itself kan is not really in
Way
the
to
end
live.
dia akan jadi
Yeah.
empty lah. Macam Caleb mention tadi kan, it's an empty win lah.
Yeah. Pretty cool. So kita ada beberapa komen dari penonton di rumah. Pertama, Arif Fikri Arifuddin mengatakan, Toya sama macam Deku, mata biru beruban. Ya ke? Ya ke? Ada.
Tapi
Kau
kita
nampak sama tak? Nanti jap. Aku rasa aku ada Toya punya overlay. So betul tu macam Deku tu.
Yeah.
Yelah.
That's pretty cool.
Tak, itu that one is just dia punya art style je.
Oh yeah.
This is the common anime punya problem. The mangaka has a specific style. Kau takkan jumpa muka Goku dalam My Hero Academia, for example. Their looks tend to be quite similar lah.
Pasal stroke dia.
He looks a lot like Deku, and he looks a lot like that kid from Hunter x Hunter, Killua.
Yep.
Killua.
It really reminds me of that. Betul. Alright, so bukan spekulasi liar, ini hanya stroke style. Seterusnya kategori The Great mengatakan, masih tak faham simbol yang All Might tengah lari tu. Ya, kita nampak All Might versi kurus, versi student, tiba-tiba dia pakai baju All Might but still in student form, lepas tu dia jadi All Might. What was that montage all about? Montage je?
There was just a montage je, tak ada benda lain. Aku tengah nak jadi hero, then after that aku dah jadi almost hero, then become full time hero, that's all. Itu aku rasa tak ada simbolisme langsung.
Alright. Seterusnya Arif Fikri Arifuddin mengatakan, saja Google pasal Toya tadi tapi spoiler AF. Menyesal Google.
Google pada muka. Google. Jangan Google.
Yes, because kau kena faham, there is a disparity. Manga dah macam 100-200 chapter ke hadapan, kita like ke belakang. So kalau kau tak nak kena spoil, kau jangan Google lah. Macam aku terpaksa Google pasal aku nak cari overlay art. So that's why.
Good news is, Arif Fikri, you are not alone. I know a lot of people who kena bait from this lah.
Okay, seterusnya kemudian Tomioka pula, dia punya teori Brazil pula, mata Toya macam Dabi. Aku tak ada overlay Dabi, so aku tak boleh compare dengan Dabi. Tapi apakah pendapat kau, Shaz? Adakah ini juga art style ataupun apa?
Ini adalah spekulasi paling liar antara penonton anime fans dekat over in the US or the worldwide punya group.
Diorang baca manga ke tak baca manga?
Tak, some of the macam mana diorang pun ada macam polisi macam kita tau. You cannot spoil the anime viewers from the manga punya tu. Diorang ada their model admin and moderator ramai. So they really pancung all these kind of things. But banyak orang yang buat spekulasi sebab you tengok Dabi is about 20 something.
Yes.
Okay. Nadzru umur budak college tau. So umur tu macam kena. And then kalau dari segi api, and why Dabi in particular macam tak puas hati sangat dengan Endeavour tau. Macam like dia bukan saja just aku tak suka kau sebab kau hero, tapi macam ada something very how do you put it, personal. So aku tak tahu lah, spekulasi liar memang banyak lah.
Okay. Andri, anything? Should I go to the next comment?
I want to say something, but I takut it's going to be leading to spoilers. So, so I think we have to move on. Yeah.
Okay, baik. So kita tak tahu benda tu betul ke tak. Ini hanya spekulasi ya guys. Okay, seterusnya kategori berkatakan. Nak tanya juga, adakah Endeavour salahkan kuasa dia juga selama jadi hero? Salahkan kuasa? Apa maksud kau kategori?
Salahkan kuasa dia di hero.
Mohon pencerahan. Ini soalan yang baik tapi aku rasa macam kita tak boleh faham.
Yeah. So,
I
right.
think I know what he's trying to say. I think maybe I think dia tanya kalau Endeavour blames his situation because of his powers. I don't think he can blame himself for this situation except for himself lah. It's not his powers, it's his personality lah. He could have been a good flame hero and not be an asshole to his family and friends lah. That's all just personality. It's personal choice.
Betul.
But there is a potential though because it's because of the fact he is a fire-based hero. That's why dia cari bini yang ada kuasa ais. So kalau katakan dia punya kuasa is maybe let's say gerakkan simen macam Cementos kan, dia takkan jadilah in this situation. Tapi I tak pernah nampak dalam anime he blame himself or his own power lah.
So far he's conflicted tapi tak adalah to the point that self-damaging, atau self-deprecating. He's too, dia punya motivasi tu terlalu one way.
Tak, if anything lah kan Endeavour ni he treats every problem macam kerja. Zero emotion. What is the problem? Kita buat problem statement. What steps can I do to solve the problem? Then I solve the problem. Masalahnya family matters and matters of kasih sayang, bonding dengan family, you cannot solve it that way. It's not something you can just write a 5-step program. Okay, mula-mula aku beli kuih, atau aku peluk anak-anak aku, then put them to bed, the next day they all happy, kita pergi Disneyland. Tak ada. There's no such thing. It's more complicated than that. So that's why dia sebenarnya sekarang ni he's beginning to realise not everything he can take the approach macam kerja dia.
Betul.
And you know what's the real tragedy kat sini tak? Aku ingat lagi ayat dia. You must try to predict the tragedy before it happens and prevent it. Padahal his entire family punya relationship is already a tragedy. So it's so tragic tau when you think about it that way. He failed to save his own family punya situation to the point where dah nak implode dah ni.
Agreed.
Yeah, to be accurate, he didn't save his family. He destroyed his family.
Betul.
He did it on himself. No one attacked his family. He did it by himself.
Man.
Unless he could have saved himself from harming his family, but he didn't. So,
in order to save the world,
in order to save the world, has become the asshole. So,
really, it's like
ironic
fucked up Superman. Okay, so kategori menjawab bahawa komen asal dia yang dia nak tanya adakah Endeavour salahkan kuasa dia juga is because masa Endeavour mula-mula jadi hero number 1, ada fan dia takut bila jumpa Endeavour depan-depan.
Dia bukan takut fear, it's more like macam like Ahmad tu on fire kot. So macam like kalau nak terus like pun macam is a bit quite difficult lah. It could also be because the fans first time jumpa dia punya idol. So macam like aku kalau jumpa Peter Cullen pun aku menggelabah kot.
Betul. And yes, memang tempat dia is not to be a symbol of peace. His quest is to find out what symbol is going to be. Symbol of justice, symbol of truth, symbol of like, what's the word for it? Lurus bendul, symbol, something like that lah. He cannot be the symbol of peace because he's already All Might. Kau tak boleh lawan All Might with legacy. There is no way.
It's also important to note that the whole concept of the symbol of peace was something that All Might created.
Yeah.
It's not macam like aku pass the mantle, you're the new symbol of peace. There was a title either given to All Might or he came up with the idea, but it was new. It was all Might punya time.
Yeah.
They became a symbol of peace too.
So sekarang when he takes over, it's not his job to become the symbol of peace anymore. And I guess that's the conversation dengan All Might tu. It's like you have to find what is your symbol. So Arif Fikri ada idea, dia punya teori adalah symbol of family. Aku rasa yang tu Dom dah ambil symbol of family tu, dia tak boleh lawan.
Mak, nanti Dom keluar series ni kan, susah.
I got family, I don't need powers. Okey lah, so dengan itu berakhirlah segmen ini dan kita akan ke babak menarik kita yang kedua. Babak menarik kita yang kedua adalah tentang endeavour dan cara dia mengajar budak-budak ni, speech of the week. So di mana kita lihat endeavour bersyarah lagi dan mengkongsikan teori-teorinya untuk memperkuatkan work ethic Deku, Kachan dan Shoto. So quote minggu ini adalah endeavour mengatakan, look for evil hiding in the everyday. You're not just looking for people. Look at everything that's happening. It's not something you can learn overnight. But the more experience you get, the more accurate you'll be. So, saudaraku kepada para panelis, apakah pendapat anda tentang syarahan Superheroes 101 yang diberikan oleh Endeavour minggu ini? More bullshit? Oh, silakan kita start dengan Anri. Since Anri minggu lepas kata dia banyak minggu lepas cerita bullshit je. So yes, what do you think?
I think we found his symbol, the symbol of bullshit now. This guy lah, I can summarize dia punya speech advice in 2 words. Eyes open, buka mata luah-luah, tengok keadaan. That's what he's trying to say. Look watch out. Look at things. If something's happening, so you go there. That's the advice. Takkan aku nak tengok pokok tu setiap daun jatuh. No, that's bullshit.
Tak, basically, ni orang yang have nothing in their life they have this time to like look, ada something berlaku kan.
You saw the image, right? They were at this tower and each of them were looking at one corner. You look east, I look north, and that bullshit. Of course something's going to happen in your view. It's just going to be how big is the problem and if you can reach there on time. So that's basically what he's trying to say. I do not know why these kids are listening to Endeavour punya advice lah. I'm no hero, but I have a medium amount of IQ enough to consider to be a functioning adult lah, and I can call this bullshit. I think he memang jenis man of action instead of man of advice. I wouldn't ask him to become a tactician lah if I were in the army lah. This guy is basically bullshitting all the way, and the only reason why he's number one is because his powers are basically the strongest at the moment lah.
Yeah, because this is a guy with an agency of 50 heroes under him with hotline. So apa kau nak rugi masa lagi? Kau nak tengok benda lah apa. What are you doing, man?
It's like he's just out there just to distract himself from his issues at home now.
Yes.
I think that's it. That's what it is. I don't want to be at home because my family hates me. I do not want to be in the office because people are scared of me or calling me an asshole in the office. Every time I go to take coffee, I feel like somebody just spit inside my cup, something like that. So I might as well take the coffee outside.
Shaz, apakah pendapat kau? Sama ataupun tidak?
Oh, actually, I got a few things we can talk about on this one. Firstly, all this dialogue panjang-panjang ni kan is sebenarnya what do you call it? Is an anime punya trope lah. Banyak anime dia tend to have all this speech bubble yang macam like aku nak dunk basketball ni tau. Tapi dia punya kalau the entire screen ni dia punya dialog dia blah 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 dunk the ball. Macam like okay. So it's partly for the reader to read lah. Masalahnya you nak translate to anime, it takes up a lot of time. Okay, that's one thing lah. We put that aside dulu, the anime-nya trope. Second thing, dia ni tak kerti nak ajar orang. kau tengoklah cara dia ajar Shoto kan. It's like macam kau belasah dia and everything. So he's actually not a good teacher. And as Burning, was that the girl's name?
Burning,
Yang
yeah.
the fire hair. Burning kan.
Burning.
Dia pun
Ya,
cakap,
Burning, ya.
dia tak ajar kita orang, kau tahu. Dia tak ajar kita. It's like it's very rare. Oh sorry, mungkin bukan Burning. There are other two heroes in the previous episode. One of the previous episode dia cakap it's rare to see him tutor or teach anybody selain Shoto. So Shoto takkanlah nak kata your teaching is shit lah. Kan anak dia kan, dia kena lempang lagi kan. But now the development is Shoto now dah cakap kau jangan, you don't lecture me like I'm your son. Lecture me like I'm a real hero growing up. So secara tak langsung when he does that, so now he's lost lah. Dia tak pernah ada actual teaching punya skills. He never practice teaching anybody else selain Shoto. Then Shoto said, I don't want you to talk to me like a son. I'm like, macam mana lah? So that's the only way he knows how to teach lah. Just blah 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 blah. Things which he dah practice, now he's vomiting back. But sebab dia tak reti nak ajar, so dia just vomit je. Blah 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 blah. Sebab he's a man of action. So what is the best way to teach is just keep blurting out what he does lah. That's why every time he always, dia punya cabaran dia pun satu je, catch a villain before me.
Yeah.
So sebab dia tak tahu nak set goal macam mana. Like kalau katakan kita ada staff or what not kan, you kena siapkan projek ni by sekian banyak, site survey bila, dia punya produk punya procurement bila, you can break down task tu. Dia macam just catch before me and everything else dia just wing it je. As they on the job punya training. Gila betul. He is not a good teacher lah. Dia he's trying his best tapi dia tak ada teaching punya skills.
Betul. And they are a week in by now. It's dah seminggu lebih. So nampaklah dia save banyak orang. Cuma bila dia nak explain macam mana dia save banyak orang tu yang jadi convoluted tu macam. So far pengajaran dia dua. Muscle memory, buat sampai kau ingat macam muscle kau. Dan nombor dua, look. Pelik gila tu, pelik gila. Kita ada dua komen satu kategori mengatakan Deku Bakugo dan Todoroki tidur hotel number one hero macam first class. Yes, so mula-mula I think 2 weeks ago kita belajar yang wow, agency dia paling banyak hero under him ada 50. It's pretty cool dengan hotline and everything. And then in this episode kita nampak yang they have so much work that they have their own hotel. Where kau tak payah balik lah, kau tak payah rumah ke apa tak ada, aku just bagi kau tidur kat hotel dia, makan minum kau semua cover. Macam wow.
Because aku rasa dia orang punya agency is 24 hours.
Yeah, but you see, his relentlessness nak mengalahkan All Might makes his agency, he makes mini copies of him. Macam korang pun kena kerja 24 hours, korang pun perlu lupakan family, korang tidur je lah kat hotel ni, aku cover makan minum kau, aku bayar kau punya gaji. You see like the fallacy of endeavor, you know.
Dia kat Jepun kalau tak silap aku I'm not sure they still do it now lah. Aku pernah baca dalam komik Lat dulu. They have like capsule hotel.
Yes.
We can just like kalau dah overwork sampai malam sangat kan, train semua dah tutup, just stay overnight, the next day bangun mandi pergi kerja balik like. Yeah.
That's based on the culture, Japanese culture, where you don't leave work until your boss leaves. So dia dah menular to the point yang boss ajak kau minum at the end of the workday and you cannot say no. So tiang. Yeah, but in this sense tak ada pula, and dia cakap okay guys jom kita pergi minum. You know, it's just okay guys kerja sampai kau nak tidur, kau dah ngantuk, okay ada hotel. That's it. He's turning everybody into mini versions of him. That's the way I see it. Henry, your thoughts?
Okay, I don't think he's trying to make all his employees work like him. I'm just saying that he is giving his employees the chance to be like him actually. Because in terms of productivity, I think he's a better hero than All Might for the longest time. All Might inspires hope. He actually finished the job. I'm pretty sure All Might can solve like 10 cases a week. Endeavor probably solves like 100, but most of them are not reported because no one's looking at him for attention. They're looking for All Might for hope, for ratings and all that stuff lah. So him having his own agency at the canteen, hostel, everything, I think it's because the workers themselves choose to work hard for Endeavor. I'm not saying that they like him. I'm just saying they admire him for his efficiency, if anything else lah. Burning herself was, I think, basically the only person in the office kan yang boleh cakap kurang ajar dengan Endeavor. Because at least kan Endeavor recognize kan, okay, Burning, she can do her job and she can take care of her peers. So if she wants to be a bit friendly with me or disrespectful, I can tolerate it. So okay, fine. You can talk to me that way informally, no problem. And she knows this. So maybe that's the form of relationship they have, based on respect, but not based on fondness. So I don't think he's trying to change anyone to be like him, because I know for a fact he hates himself. So if him having a lot of mini copies of him, he's going to hate himself more and hate other people. It's not going to be a smart thing to do. Yeah.
That's cool. Alright. So dengan itu berakhirlah segmen ini dan kita bakal membincangkan babak menarik kita yang ketiga. Alright, in this one we get into the real meat and bones of episod minggu ini yang berjudul The Hellish Todoroki Family. So segmen ini tentang Scars ya, iaitu melodrama Todoroki, di mana kisah-kisah lama keluarga Todoroki terbongkar di meja makan dan Deku serta Kacan tersepit di tengah-tengah. So quote menarik untuk segmen ini adalah Shoto mengatakan, I think of this scar as being from him. Mom endured it until she couldn't anymore. He ruined her. I can't forgive him so easily. So, soalan aku kepada para panelis, untuk penonton di rumah yang tidak arif, mengapakah nombor satu, Shoto menyalahkan ketidaksiuman ibunya ke atas tindakan Endeavor? Nombor dua, Nadzru masih membenci Endeavor sangat-sangat. Dan nombor tiga, Fuyumi cukup motivated untuk cuba satukan keluarga Todoroki kembali. So this is a 3-prong question ya. Kita mulakan dengan Shaz. Silakan Shaz.
Oh, the first one tu is actually quite simple. Firstly, masa dia kecil, dia tengok mak dia kena tolak and everything right in front of his face. But the second part, mungkin sebab you tak ikut the one of the earlier episodes, Shoto was taking a look from behind the door. Dia cari mak dia tau. Masa tu mak dia tengah masak air tu kan. That was the time when Shoto punya mak was calling the grandma or somebody lah. Aku tak ingat siapa. And saying like, makin lama aku tengok anak aku ni, makin lama aku ingat Endeavor. I'm beginning to see more and more of Endeavor in Shoto. So in that moment of Shoto keluar, dia just tengok belakang kan, dia ingat Endeavor ke apa ke. So dia baling air panas tu.
Mak dia on the phone baling air panas dekat pintu.
Something like that. That's why you can see there's the boiling hot water spilled on this one. So dia menjerit, oh my god, I'm sorry. So then someone posted a photo or commented that to prevent anak dia punya, sebab dah kena air panas kan.
Yeah.
So dia put dia punya hand to chill the thing tau. Masalahnya if kalau you put too much coal in one location, it can burn also. So
It's
people are
frostbite.
saying that this burn on Shoto's eye is not by the boiling water. It's from the ice power
It's
of
from
the
the
mom.
frostbite. Wow.
So that thing aside, but that scene was quite specific lah. They did not show Shoto in the flashback in this episode, but during the previous season dia tunjuk this one.
So pada Shoto, that's not the mom's fault. That is Endeavor's fault.
Sebab dia macam dengar macam like dia nampak what Endeavor is doing to the mom. Dia experience sendiri Endeavor punya perangai buruk ni, duk paksa-paksa orang ni kan.
Betul.
And then so he put two and two together. That's why dia blame father dia lah on this.
Okay. Dan Nadzru pula, is it
Okay.
because Nadzru doesn't have power, so dia macam fuck you, you never love me? Ke
Nadzru
apa?
ni is actually multiple punya ni. First, I'm just going to assume TOYA dah meninggal because you
Okay.
don't have a portrait and start praying to him in Asian culture unless orang tu dah meninggal. So most likely Nadzru has similar powers macam Shoto. I'm assuming they are the fire and ice and push to the point where either it was a family tragedy or again dia dah mungkin dah reach a certain age and then dia kena paksa lah by Endeavor to become a stronger person. In the end golek mampus. So that's why Nadzru blame the father because Nadzru was around during that time.
Okay.
And then
Fuyumi, kan Fuyumi cakap I hate him just like Nadzru, but he is trying to change. Like, why does she care so much? You know?
Aku rasa that one is more of dia punya motherly punya instincts kicking in. Sebab dia ni dah adult, dia dah full adult working as a teacher dah. So aku rasa that one is just her having a soft heart because dia macam ni tau. Kalau you tengok the mom punya side is a very hati baik lah. Whereas the father punya side is hati keras tau.
Betul.
So the stuff Nadzru got a lot of the hati keras from the dad and Shoto pun hati keras from the dad. But because to make it the duality kan, dia merah and putih. So Shoto has both in equal punya nature. Kalau you tengok Fuyumi punya hair, she has more of a mom punya side.
Yeah,
and because she's Nadzru ni ialah sebab dia lelaki kan, most likely he inherit more of Endeavor punya side lah, I imagine. And kalau you tengok gambar, aku selalu terbalik dia video overlay. You tengok Nadzru punya position it's literally the best position tau to stay the furthest away from Endeavor and not have to look at him. There is no other place better than that dah.
Betul.
Kalau tidak, dia mesti duduk a bit closer to Fuyumi lah. But no, I'm not going to sit next to that close to him.
I know what
the other best location for him to sit is next room actually.
Oh yeah, that would be the best. Tapi dia pun lapar
Next
juga
room.
kan.
Itu lah kan. Okay, so Anri, your thoughts about Shoto, Nadzru and Fuyumi.
Okay, Shoto blames what happened to him on Endeavor because of obviously the treatment of him to himself and the wife. You have to understand Todoroki, right? Not only has she given birth 4 times to Endeavor, she also has to see dia punya anak-anak being treated like this lah. We know from the picture TOYA is not with the family anymore, mati. And Todoroki basically kena start training from 5 and basically kena jadi macam anjing belasahan during this training dengan Endeavor lah. And whenever she tried to come in between, dia kena hempuk dengan Endeavor. I mean, Endeavor didn't tolak, he just dushum like those Hindustan movies tau. Ile pukul. And dia terguling apa kat tanah. And Shoto nampak tu. And he can't do anything because Endeavor's stronger than anyone except for All Might at this point. When he appeared in the kitchen before dia kena serang mak dia kan. I am not with Shazli on this. I think it's memang air panas yang dia hempuk dekat apa Shoto. Regardless of what happened, he understood what happened to dia punya mother. The mother was mentally hanging on by a thread tau. Because of endeavour, dia memang dah dekat gila. Kau memang dah gila dah, tapi she had moments of clarity tau. So when she attacked him, she can't blame the mother. Shoto at that time was she can empathize with the mother. He understood what happened, what was going on. He understood this is wrong. He understood the mother was in pain. He understood that he loves his mother more than his father. And he blames the father for all the wrongdoings, which is basically very logical and correct. Alright. So him blaming Endeavor for that is 100% accurate. Now on Nadzru punya part, right? What was the question on Nadzru again? Dia blame apa?
Why does he still hate the father so much?
Nadzru is like Fuyumi. Dia ada kuasa let's say ikut mak dia because of the hair colours, eyes. Okay, maybe and dia tak doesn't want their powers because it's just the mother punya powers, not tak ada tanda dia. So his legacy cannot be used from these two kids. But he also mentioned kan that these two talents kan, they don't have the much potential as Shoto or Toya tau. Toya was there with Nadzru and Shoto can't remember anything about Toya. He was either tak lahir lagi atau he was too young to remember Toya, the brother. So Nadzru was like Todoroki at that point. He saw everything that's happened. He saw Toya, who may be the elder brother or younger brother by 1 year or 2 years, going the same shit dengan macam Shoto. So he watched what was happening to Toya. Now he watched what was happening to Todoroki. So can you imagine kan, seeing this thing twice and not being able to stop it? So his hatred for Endeavor, right, memang is more than what Shoto felt. It didn't happen to him.
And at the same time, it didn't happen to him because he only has ice powers, right? So yeah,
he doesn't have powers. Even if he has the powers, he cannot beat Endeavor. Memang tak boleh lawan langsung. Disney mengaku kan, we don't have the potential to come close to Endeavor or All Might for that reason. So he doesn't train in power at all. So he feels helpless, and that's why he doesn't walk down the path of a hero, which is the same as Fuyumi. Fuyumi kerja dia masa dia dah besar ni jadi cikgu tadika. They were not in the hero business. They were turned off by Endeavor. I do not want to be a hero because my father is a hero, and look at what he is doing. I'd rather be a villain than being a hero. Maybe the villain treats the family better. You never know. Yeah. So, based on all these actions by Endeavor kan, the family hates him. Fuyumi wants to rebuild the family from all this bullshit is because akan buat joke lah, because Vin Diesel there's nothing more powerful in the universe than family and that shit. But I think for a moment in time kan, she remembered kan that they used to be happy together. I think she remembered something that Nadzru forgotten. Maybe at one point in time kan, Endeavor wasn't that too obsessed dengan All Might to surpass him, and maybe she's the eldest child. Maybe Toya, Nadzru, Shoto is the younger than her. So when she was born, maybe she remember a time kan that yang dia punya mak dengan Endeavor was truly in love, and they were happy for once. So maybe that's a motivation for her to actually, you used to be happy once. Yeah. All Might was not in the picture. When he was in the picture, all this shit happens. Now All Might dah retired. Maybe we can go back to way things were. So
That makes sense.
that makes sense to me at most. So that's my take on it. I could be wrong. Maybe Endeavor has always used the wife as a bypass
Yes.
Fuyumi to rebuild a family because of some memories or some ideological punya hope on the ideal nuclear family lah.
Cool.
Aku nak tambah sikit. Nadzru is definitely either number 2 or number 3 sebab I clearly remember dalam the previous episode masa Nadzru marah the father face to face kan, dia mention TOYA ni, which is TOYA, and then normally Ni-chan or Nisan dia akan refer to the older brother or older sister. So in this case, I tak tahu who is older, whether Fuyumi or TOYA is older, but Nadzru is definitely the third in line lah.
Okay.
And then the second part is the blatant. This is something aku pun terfikir masa Anri mention tadi lah. Because of the lack of power from the two children yang more on the ice punya side kan, dia orang macam neglected tau.
Yes.
So dia like tak ajar how to use the ice power, tak nak ajar to become hero. No, you are trash to me. You're not somebody who can fight All Might. And
Wow.
the small part yang aku disagree with Anri is that aku rasa dia kahwin the mom specifically for the power saja.
Yeah.
So it wasn't a love match lah.
No, because kalau tidak, dia tak akan layan anak-anak yang lain dia macam tu. The rest of the children yang ice ni, tak boleh lah. This all cannot fight on lah.
Wow.
Kalau tidak kan, I mean it wasn't clearly stated frame by frame in the episode, but that is the ni lah, dia orang ni anak-anak terbiar. Anak yang tak boleh, yang tak fulfill dia punya dream of the quote marriage, which is something apparently happens a lot lah dalam hero society sekarang ni.
Yeah.
Douchebag move, man. It's a very
Yeah.
douchebag.
He's a douchebag. and Shazli is right. Maybe he married the wife for the punya ice powers. Maybe Fuyumi kan wants to rescue the family because she's a teacher. She has seen other families, how they could be a lot of things lah. It's not actually explained, but we know that she wants a happy family with her family lah. So maybe that's one of the causes lah, motivations.
The theory that Fuyumi might have been in a loving family could have been true because as the first child and the only person, only child at that point of time, yang also tak ada fire punya power, mana dah tengok perangai tak senonoh Endeavor ni.
Betul.
Kan? I mean,
it's only by the last son ataupun by masa TOYA dengan masa Shoto baru nampak taring dia keluar ya. Alright, so kita ada satu soalan dari penonton di rumah. Kategori The Great bertanya, nanti dulu, Shoto kena air panas ke? Ke kena cerit panas? Do you guys remember from the previous seasons? I cannot remember.
Dia macam ni tau. The scene was, ini pintu, Shoto keluar, macam mami ke apa ke. Lepas tu ditunjuk mak Shoto tu, dia tengok dengan mata dah gelap, dah boom, you know, those psycho punya look.
Yeah.
And then suddenly dia grab the chariot, tapi dia tak tunjuk, dia baling tau. So macam like the chariot was already on the floor, air dah tumpah.
Yeah.
And there was a lot of panic lah in the ni. Specifically aku rasa sebab dia tak nak tunjuk tu sebab yelah kodera budak kan. I mean it's an accident. Kau tunjuk to a kids punya show, aku rasa banyak orang trauma tu.
In the manga, was it ever shown?
No, it's not. It just shows the clang noise and the floors wet with hot water. Maybe dia campak kena cerit panas atau dia campak kena dinding and then the air tu melimpah. It was not actually shown lah for obvious reasons lah. As violent as it gets, they won't show anything bad happens to the child on purpose lah, unless it's a gore manga.
Tapi itulah, I mean kalau if it's cerik, kalau you kena sini, you akan tercampak tau. Whereas if it's hot water, they tend to stick and burn slightly longer.
Yeah.
And then depending on whichever theory is correct, whether the ice made it worse or just because of the fact that it's boiling water that stick longer there, itu tak tahu lah. That one is something that they did not show specifically lah.
I like the frostbite idea more. The fact yang mak dia pula yang leave a scar. Yeah, the frostbite. Yeah. Okay, seterusnya Ian Wayan mengatakan Endeavour nak anak yang ada kuasa ais dan api. Tapi anak yang lain selain Shoto kuasa ais atau api sahaja. Sebab tu Endeavour ignore. Damn.
Nanti. So adakah anak yang rambut merah tu bukan Toya?
Yang mana ni? Ni dalam flashback kau nampak ada budak rambut merah.
Dia orang ada 3 anak main bola tau. So maybe Toya was another ice and fire punya candidate. So yang budak yang rambut merah tu ada kuasa api saja.
Family, friend, neighbor, whatever shit, right?
It could be also right.
Yeah.
Oh. Malam ni tak boleh tidur.
Tak apa bro, dia bakal terjawab dalam the next 7 episodes. Don't worry bro, don't worry.
Or next season.
Shit, is it next season? I thought it's the next 7 episodes, man.
We'll find out.
Okay. Thank you, Wayan. Thank you. Yes. Seterusnya kita ada soalan menyimpang daripada Arif Fikri Arifuddin. Lari tajuk jap. Sementara tak keluar lagi Attack on Titan Season 4 Part 2. Kalau tak tengok lagi, layanlah Attack on Titan. Nanti Part 2 release, bolehlah korang buat review. Lagipun tak banyak sebab manga dah habis. Aku yakin worth gila kalau korang review. Kau kena ingat bro, Attack on Titan dah ada 3 season sebelum ni. So untuk kita orang nak start tengok Attack on Titan Part 2, kita kena tengok 3.5 seasons for us to be caught up to review the Attack on Titan, you know, the Part 2. So it's too much. I got too many shows, bro. I got too many. I'm already doing 5 live streams a week. And like bulan Ogos nanti kita akan tambah lagi 2 DC show, while satu bullshit DC show tak habis lagi. Iaitu Superman and Lois. Dia dah kena apa tu? Dia dah break selama 11 minggu. Can you imagine? It started around WandaVision. Sekarang what if dah nak start? Kita ada 4 Disney Plus shows. This one fucking DC show tak habis lagi. And then at the same time ada Stargirl is coming, and then Titans is coming. Then aku nak kena kejar Jujutsu Kaisen dan juga Demon Slayer. So aku hanya ada 24 jam in a day, unfortunately. Yes. I would love to, but too much investment into AOT is needed to talk about the final season. So apa pendapat panelists? Silakan.
Okay.
Aku tak tengok sebab aku memang tak suka the art style for some reason. So and then yelah, your reasoning that is so far out already, macam nak start for the review purpose dia macam susah sikit lah.
Yeah.
Henry?
But it is a great story, I have to say. Aku habis season 1 and then while waiting for season 2 lama sangat, setahun ke something like that. In the end aku tak follow up. But I have to say it is a great story. And it's a very great, it looks into the psyche of humanity. By the way, Andri, you were saying?
Yeah, I follow Attack on Titan season 1, 2, and 3. 3 almost finished watching, and then when they start all this political power play, Mali Kingdom, all those things, I lose interest because they were more focused on that than actual fighting with the Titans. They more Titan used than Titans, so I actually stopped watching. And to my knowledge, I think a lot of people are in agreement with me. The ending was a disappointment for the fans. I think they even nak crowdfund nak make their own version of their own finale.
Wow.
For the sampai tahap tu.
Is this
So
like
if you
Game of Thrones punya finale punya level yang orang tak puas
Is this
hati?
like Evangelion lah?
yeah, Evangelion or Omedeto, have you seen the episodes? The
Oh,
episode
damn.
26, 25?
Wow.
The TV series, they were not happy with that.
The series, we're like,
Yeah, you have the remake movies and then the rebirth and all that shit. This is what the fandoms did lah. They're not happy, so they waited for things to quiet down and then they convince all these other directors, pump in money and whatever, crowdfund, whatever nak buat lah. So because they're not happy with it. So if you're happy with the original ending, watch it, follow it. If you're not, you can choose to watch something else. That's what I did.
Okay. Thank you. Dengan itu, yes, aku akan fokus on Demon Slayer kot, because I'm just weirded out by the hype train. Macam mana? Bagus sangat ke benda ni? So there is a certain curiosity tu, macam bagus sangat ke kimak ni?
is that buluh, man? Is that buluh je? Is that girl with the buluh je? That's all, man. Banyak orang minat kau.
Aku baru tengok 2 episod lah, but so far I've enjoyed the art style lah. I have to say the fight scenes are damn innovative lah, and there's something about the stroke. It's a heavier stroke, so
Yeah, it's very popular. So popular that there's actually a Japanese adult video based on it.
they're so wrong. They are brothers and sisters. Come on, they are brothers and sisters.
It's a category for them. It's nothing taboo. It's just a category for them.
Hey, damn it. Okay. So dengan itu berakhirlah segmen ini dan kita akan ke babak menarik kita yang keempat. Okay, so babak menarik kita yang keempat adalah tentang TOYA, Misteri Todoroki, di mana Endeavour tenggelam di dalam melodrama keluarganya serta memori silam. So ada satu quote, Endeavour mengatakan, "What can I do for my family after all this time? Recently, I keep having the same dream. My wife and children look like they're having fun around the dinner table. And in that place, I wish you could have been with them too. ... TOYA." So untuk penonton di rumah yang tidak arif, siapakah TOYA dan mengapakah Endeavour rasa bersalah? Adakah TOYA seorang lagi punca masalah rumah tangga Endeavour? So kita mulakan dengan Shaz. Silakan Shaz.
Teori, ini semua teori lah. Sebab dari segi anime, officially first time keluar karakter TOYA ni.
Oh, is it? Oh, okay.
Yeah. There was like I think nama TOYA tu mungkin pernah kena mention.
Yeah. It was name drop in the season. Yeah.
Kan?
Nadzru.
Tapi tak, this is the first time keluar nama dia. Keluar gambar dia. So aku rasa TOYA ni pun ada fire punya powers, but mungkin not as strong as Shoto lah. So dipaksa buat sampai dia itulah, it could be suicide lah aku rasa.
So kita tak tahu macam mana dia mati, adakah dia betul-betul mati, but there is a pusara, what's the word for it? There is a
Shrine dia.
There is a shrine, there's a shrine. So usually when there's a shrine means it's an ancestor ataupun dead lah kan, dead family member kan.
Yeah. Dia macam ni tau. The easy way to look at it, that means tak ada spekulasi teori Brazil lah, is that the son was either pushed so hard dia suicide, or some tragedy lah, sakit ke or accident ke, but the what do you call it, the one other potential way is that it was an accident, crash, and there was a big fire, and never tak sempat nak datang, so anak dia mati, tak jumpa body, mati kena bakar. Agak-agaknya siapalah villain yang kulit terbakar. So itulah spekulasi Brazil gila babi that TOYA adalah Dabi. So aku tak tahu lah.
Aku tak tahu what you talking about. I don't know.
Itu teori Brazil jauh gila lah, because there is zero evidence on how he died.
Because this is the first time we heard him name drop, and now the first time we're seeing. Okay.
Mungkin manga dah explain lah how he died, but anime totally zero. I first time tengok this character punya image ni.
Yes, which nampak macam Deku. So Andri,
Yeah.
thoughts?
Yeah.
Thoughts about what's all this? The like, why is he like? I have a dream. Banyak kali dalam episod ni, I have a dream. They are having fun without me. Macam what?
That's probably guilt. That's what happens when you fucked up people a lot and you have regrets lah. He thinks that his family will be happier without him in the picture. And I think that's probably true. You ask what can Endeavor do to make his family happy again? I can think of he could just divorce the wife and let the wife marry Deku. So because everyone loves Deku now. Betul. Shoto loves Deku. Fuyumi loves Deku. Natsu probably loves Deku. Mak dia tu tak jumpa lagi Deku, probably loves him too.
Oh my god. Deku's like fucking Harry Potter, man. But anyway. So but in this third rendition, so we heard it like I think 2 times or 3 times. So by the third time baru dia tambah that line Toya, like I wish you were there too, Toya.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure he did something and felt responsible for Toya's death or Toya's loss from the family. I think that's what actually accumulated mak dia breakdown lah basically. I mean, if you have your anak meninggal and your anak yang baru ni kena dera your suami kan, I'm pretty sure you see your budak kan dari jauh dengan rambut dia color dia, maybe you mistake him as your husband and then you tiba-tiba snap and attack him, you know.
Okay. So macam he doesn't want the same shit that happened to Toya to happen to Shoto So that was the degradation in her mind
Yeah, it's a lot of his sins is haunting him lah basically. I think that's what he is feeling.
Okay, and
the worst thing that could happen to a villain is not death. It's actually dia punya macam insaf. Dia punya kesedaran. He knows, oh fuck, I did a lot of terrible things. I'm not happy with myself. I cannot look at myself. Everything tastes like shit. I'll probably go to hell when I die, and lots of bullshit lah.
Yeah. So based on the manga, will we see a resolution of this by the end of this arc?
Oh, I don't spoil anything.
Okay.
Let's just say I enjoy Endeavor suffer. I enjoy him being in this spot because Endeavor kan he deep inside I think he's a good guy, but the things that he has done right, I think he needs this as a therapy lah. So memang kesian tengok dia like this, but at least kan it's something for him to use as a character growth to become a better person. So it's not like we like to see him suffer. It's just like we like to see him grow.
Cool.
Yeah.
Alright.
I mean, kita boleh tengok dia punya statement kan. Masa dia ajar Shoto the mom says you need to stop, he's only 5, and Endeavor punya response was like, he's already 5. So you imagine that mungkin Toya was trained even younger than Shoto. So several years bila dia dah sampai sekolah pun, aku dah sampai sekolah pun tak kena macam ni kan. Mungkin he decided then I'm done with this. There's only 2 ways lah. Either he's a super teori Brazil or he might have actually suicide lah, which is what would have contributed to the mom punya mental breakdown lah. Anak kau accident tak seteruk dengan anak kau suicide kau tahu. I mean, I've never had anybody suicide among anyone I know, but I'm pretty sure it's worse than a simple accident lah.
Yeah.
Can you imagine?
There'll be a lot of guilt. Yeah.
Can you imagine kan? That's what happened to Shoto when he's 5. Cuba imagine what happens to Toya macam when he was 3 years old. Maybe he does going the same thing. Don't do it. He's 3 years old. He cannot shoot fireballs from his hand. Yeah, he's only 3. Do something. Burn the house. He's only 3. He cannot even tak boleh kencing properly in toilet. Do you remember what you doing when you're 3 years old? I can't
This is
remember.
like fucking Asian dad next level shit, man.
Tapi itulah, I mean, you look at dia punya gambar tu kan, there's a student punya uniform tau. So he grew old enough to be a student. That's why Nadzru recalls him. But maybe not Shoto. So the age gap is quite apparent kat situ lah.
Yeah. Maybe his hair is not actually white. Maybe it's actually red, like Endeavor. But because of the abuse yang Endeavor kasih dia, tiba uban terus. Never know.
Gila.
So bila rambut merah, lepas tu dah kena dera jadi putih, oh you're trash to me, you can get lost now. So aku tak nak engkau. So maybe that's why they suicide. Kan?
I'm liking this suicide theory.
Boleh je. This is where the penonton anime saja dia boleh buat macam-macam teori Brazil. Lepas tu bila tengok next episode, aku salah weh. Weh, teori aku lari.
Tapi aku happy. Alright guys. Okay, so dengan itu berakhirlah segmen ini dan kita akan ke babak menarik kita yang terakhir. So babak menarik kita yang terakhir is actually the preview tentang past Grudges, di mana preview episod minggu depan mendedahkan bencana yang bakal menimpa keluarga Todoroki. We saw a guy get out of jail a few days earlier, walking through that Christmas part of town, and then dia tengok TV, tiba-tiba nampak Endeavor's debut fight as number 1. So dalam ni kita ada satu quote daripada Deku. Kachan and I learned of Endeavor's strong desire to fix his complicated relationship with his family. But as if to mock those feelings, a villain with a grudge against Endeavor comes to pick a fight with him. We won't let things go the way the villain wants. Plus Ultra. So soalan aku kepada para panelis, pada spekulasi anda, siapakah banduan berbalut itu dan apakah past grudge yang dipendamkannya terhadap Endeavor? It looks like he has Nadzru in bindings tau. So like it's directly after this episode, Nadzru baru nak keluar rumah, like fuck you father. And then like tiba-tiba dia kena tangkap dengan Mamat ni because nampak macam Mamat tu pegang syringe or something like that. And then the next scene, dia membalutkan Nadzru. And then there's a big punya scene, you see that Endeavor is fighting with like the 3 kids there as well. So spekulasi untuk episod minggu depan. Who is banduan berbalut? Shaz.
Aku serius tak ingat karakter ni.
Yeah, it seems like a new character. Yeah.
I think it's a whole new character created out of the blue. I mean dalam manga dah keluar lah, so it's not like the filler episode we had last week.
Yeah.
But I don't recall anybody with bandages as a power.
And
so memang
is this like Aizawa style bandages dengan cara dia ikat Nadzru tu?
Itulah most likely lah, he can manipulate cloth lah. Unless this one is best genius dah jadi gila, aku tak tahu lah.
Wow,
kan?
Next level.
Itu bukan sahaja teori Brazil, Argentina, Chile, Paraguay semua punya keluar. Tak, because you have to consider kalau we are going down that tangent lah. Anu gila jadi tahu villain ni siapa kan. But okay, let's say lah, kalau Hawks really was a traitor, dia injure best genius to the point where dia dah kepala dah goyang-goyang sikit, that might be him.
Yeah,
but honestly lah,
so you're
I think
saying
it's only a 0.1% chance. I don't think it is.
Yeah.
So according to your theory, the best genius yang dibunuh is the fake best genius and this the real best genius.
Yes. This is best genius resurrected as a Mami Aizawa type. So, but he did say this guy has past grudges. That means it's tied to Endeavor's past or when he first started. Henry, silakan Henry.
Okay, I don't want to spoil anything, but when I first saw this in the manga, my first reaction was this guy is probably one of the guys Endeavor put in jail in his past lah. Could be someone ada vendetta lah. You know, Endeavor is an asshole to his family. He's probably a bigger asshole to his enemies lah in the hero business.
Definitely.
This could be a former hero or could be a criminal. But he definitely doesn't like Endeavor. So I think it's a safe bet to say that he wants to even things with Endeavor because of sebab dia dalam jail lah.
Alright.
We know he's in jail. Baru lepas it was shown.
Yes, dia baru keluar ya.
Yeah.
So maybe like before he went to jail, Endeavor wasn't number one. So when he came out and he saw that news, Endeavor's number one. So dia macam, kimak ni. Shaz?
Mamat ni mungkin could have been somebody who almost beat Endeavor at one point. So macam like, now with my hatred and you know, anger and everything, aku senang je nak beat kau ni. Also, aku rasa the next episode lah kan, we'll end up tying together the family somehow. Endeavor akan cedera parah. You take a bullet lah. Basically, dia akan save Nadzru and the kids will end up saving or beating down the hero.
Yeah.
That is my expectation lah.
You actually care.
Kan? Bapak
Ari.
aku sayang aku sebenarnya. Ari gelap lagi.
Macam what the fuck are this talking about?
Dia dah baca dia cakap, Syaznya teori lari jauh.
I see you like to eat pizza with a lot of cheese on it, huh? The cheesy ending. I will hold my breath lah. It's too easy. Plus the mom's not there, so it won't be a full drama punya happy ending lah, if you ask me lah. I don't think it's a given.
Alright. So dengan ini kita akan ke segmen terakhir kita malam ni. So segmen terakhir kita, harapan untuk minggu depan. Judul episod minggu depan adalah The Unforgiven. So we already talk about the fact that bandut bandut pula banduan berbalut jadi badut kan. Banduan berbalut tu, so what does The Unforgiven have to do with banduan berbalut? You know, or is it like despite everything pada Nadzru is like, no, this is unforgiven, fuck you. You save my life, I don't fucking care. You know, it's like personally I hope that we get to learn more about Todoroki punya family secrets while being served a lot of more family drama. So harapan untuk minggu depan, Shaz?
I'm hoping the students get to beat this villain. So they actually get their first proper achievement lah. Whatever happens to Endeavor, whether they improve the relationship dengan Nadzru or not, that one is how to put it lah. That one is belakang kira lah, because we are rooting for the heroes kan. Endeavor ni ultimately is a tool for the heroes to grow stronger. Cuma I like the title because I didn't research the title kan. Unforgiven ni ada 3 portion tau. Firstly is that Nadzru, as far as he's concerned, Endeavor is an unforgiven to him.
Correct.
Aku tak boleh maafkan kau. The villain does not forgive Endeavor because put him in jail and everything. So it might have been a petty crime, mungkin dia just curi dompet. Tapi mungkin cara Endeavor buat report macam mama ni terajang semua orang like, weh, aku curi dompet je weh. Masuk jail pula, kena abang-abang handsome kat sana, habis. So sebab engkau bertahun-tahun aku kat jail.
Yes.
And lastly I guess is the fact that the criminal himself could also actually be he committed a very unforgivable punya crime lah, but then takkan dia boleh keluar lepas tu.
Betul.
Which is quite funny lah kan.
I'm just confused why the vendetta became personal to the point yang kau nak drug Nadzru. Like what is it in the past grudge?
Itu lah. That's the interesting part.
Yeah. Because usually it's a professional relationship. You know, I try to steal something or I do some doomsday device and then you fuck me up and then I get sent to jail. But now to the point like, this is personal, man. I'm gonna fucking get one of your kids. I'm gonna drug the fuck out of him. You know.
Oh,
Andre, silakan.
Harapan minggu depan basically for me is more family drama from the Endeavour family. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Like I said, I enjoy Endeavour. I like to see himself. I like to see him grow as so him to terms dengan dia punya scenes. It's wonderful for me. As far as the villain goes, hopefully the three kids can actually do something and Endeavour can sit this one out and let them have this victory so they can actually graduate lah. Kalau tidak memang after internship memang terus dapat apa failing grade lah. These guys never surpass me in anything lah past 3 weeks.
Aduh. And I wonder what Kachan is gonna bitch about now. I mean, this week was like mapo tofu dah tak sedap lah pasal korang.
He has nothing to complain. He is spending more time with Deku than he wanted. Inside he's happy. I still say he's gay. Tengok, he's getting angry because don't kacau me makan tofu. What the hell? Just makan dia diam lah.
The interesting point when you mention the mafotoku semua tu kan is that after that Bakugo was the one yang maki kan. Weh, kalau kau nak ajak kita makan jangan cerita benda-benda mengarut. But the follow up after that was the part that caught the entire family. You know, dia orang terberhenti sekejap because Jepun punya walls kan ada some of them yang jenis quite thin kan dia punya walls. Compare dengan kita punya rumah. Macam kita punya rumah semua kebanyakannya batu-bata konkrit kan. So all of the family heard it kan. Maybe you want to forgive your father but the time is not yet right. Nadzru dengar, Endeavour dengar, of course the two in the room dengar lah. Bakugo dah tengah bengang kan, tengah angkat pinggan lah. Apa tofu aku lah celaka.
Yeah man. Okay guys, so dengan itu berakhirlah perbincangan kita malam ini. Apakah pendapat korang tentang episod minggu ini? Dan apakah harapan korang untuk episod minggu depan? Tell us in the comment section below. Terima kasih kepada para panelis kita, Andri Alwi, Kaki Manga dan juga Shaz, Kaki Anime. Jumpa lagi di episod-episod minggu depan. Jangan lupa esok kita ada Rick and Morty. Hari Khamis nanti kita akan membincangkan kontroversi Masters of the Universe Revelations.
Panas.
Dan juga hari Jumaat nanti kita akan breakdown teaser ataupun trailer kepada What If. So jumpa lagi di episod-episod yang lain. Majulah fandom untuk negara. Ending broadcast in